Module. Overview. Color is the heartbeat of visual art. It communicates emotion, creates illusion, evokes memory, and guides the viewer's eye across a painting. This module is an in-depth, multidimensional exploration of color theory, psychology, and compositional strategy for painters using oil, acrylic, and watercolor. It bridges scientific understanding, historical theory, and modern practice, equipping artists with advanced knowledge to manipulate color purposefully and arrange their visual space meaningfully. From constructing harmonious palettes to planning balanced compositions, you will gain technical and expressive control over every inch of the canvas. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to comprehend the full spectrum of color theory, including hue, value, saturation, and temperature. Apply principles of color harmony, contrast, and relativity in painting. Understand the psychological effects of color and how to use it to communicate meaning. Utilize compositional techniques such as balance, emphasis, rhythm, and proportion. Design thoughtful, visually compelling paintings through deliberate structural planning. Section 1. Foundations of Color Theory. Core components. Hue, the name of a color, e.g., red, blue, yellow. Value, lightness or darkness of a color, used to create depth and form. Saturation, chroma, intensity or purity of a color. Temperature, warm colors, red, orange, yellow, versus cool colors, blue, green, violet. Scientific perspective, the color wheel, rooted in Newton's optical studies. Additive versus subtractive color. Mixing, additive, light-based, RGB, red, green, blue. Subtractive, paint-based, RYB, red, yellow, blue, and CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, black. Pigment behavior, optical versus physical color mixing. How pigment types and binder mediums affect the final color, transparent versus opaque pigment behavior. Section 2. Color schemes and harmonies. Common color harmonies. Monochromatic, variations in lightness and saturation of a single hue. Analogous, colors next to each other on the wheel, e.g., blue-green, green, yellow-green. Complementary, colors directly opposite each other, e.g., red and green. Split complementary, one base color plus two adjacent to its complement. Triadic, three colors evenly spaced on the wheel, e.g., red, yellow, blue. Tetradic, double complementary, two complementary pairs. Practical uses in painting. Building color palettes with emotional or symbolic resonance. Using complementary contrast to create dynamic tension. Analogous harmony for peaceful, blended scenes, common in landscape painting. Strategic color limitation for stylistic coherence. Section 3. Color interaction and perception. Simultaneous contrast. A color appears different depending on adjacent colors. Color relativity. The same pigment looks different on various backgrounds. After images. Optical phenomena artists can exploit to create vibrancy. Optical mixing, especially effective in watercolor and pointillism techniques. Section 4. Psychological and symbolic use of color. Color psychology. Color-associated emotions. Red passion, urgency, violence. Blue calm, stability, sadness. Yellow energy, optimism, anxiety. Green growth, balance, jealousy. Purple royalty, mystery, creativity. Black power, elegance, death. White purity, peace, emptiness. Cultural color, meanings, vary by region. White equals mourning in some cultures. Emotive palettes, designing with intentional emotional impact. Section 5. Composition and structural principles. Composition is the blueprint of visual storytelling. It determines how viewers navigate your work. Principles of composition. Balance, symmetrical versus asymmetrical, visual weight distribution. Emphasis, focal point hierarchy using contrast, placement, or isolation. Rhythm and repetition, creating visual flow and movement. Unity and variety, cohesion in diversity. Proportion and scale, relationship between objects and space. Types of composition layouts. Rule of thirds, divide canvas into 3x3 grid, Focal point falls on intersections. Golden ratio, a mathematical balance, 1 to 1.618, used by Da Vinci. Radial composition, elements radiate from a central point. S-curve / leading line guides the eye through the scene. Visual path design, using shape, contrast, light, and color to control how the eye moves, building tension and release through spatial arrangement. Section 6. Medium-specific considerations. Oil. Slower drying allows precise value shifts. Subtle temperature changes in layered blending. Great for chiaroscuro and complex color transitions. Acrylic. Bold, graphic compositions. Fast drying demands planning but enables layering with hard edges. Effective for mixed color media. Watercolor. Transparency and layering to create luminous effects. Color planning is essential as corrections are difficult. Space and color breathing room are critical for lightness. Reflection. Questions and practice. Prompt. Which color harmonies naturally attract you and why? Try creating 3 thumbnails using the same subject in 3 different color schemes: analogous, complementary, triadic. Identify the focal point of your favorite painting and sketch its compositional structure.